Hey everyone, Ittarra Oda here, and I am bringing you another Titanfall discussion commentary video. For this episode, we're going to be discussing how maps feel, look, as well as just how the mobility is in this game. I know I said before in a previous episode that it was slightly smoother, but I feel I would want to use this to actually clarify what I meant by smoother. Now, in this map, it's a new one, and that smiley face to see me off into battle, so I do well. This is Lagoon, as you can clearly tell. Now, you're going to see me stop here and just take a look at how really well, the water and how the transition to water and plant life, it really took me by surprise. Now, map feel. What I would want to talk about is how these maps feel in proportion to how other maps feel from other games. This map and maps in general, I haven't really found a map yet that is too large, too small, not enough action, etc., etc. You know, people are camping here and there, and yada yada yada. Well, in this game, you know, all the maps I feel are actually really well built. You're not going to really find much problem with it. Now, I haven't encountered any type of corner camper or anything of that nature. Everybody's always moving around, and you know, it's like everybody's just moving around because the AI of this game, the specters, the grunts, they will go into a room and will actually end up giving away the enemy position, which is pretty amazing if you ask me. So, not only is there a flushing out sequence, essentially, but with every map, there might be a little bit of travel time to get from point A to point B and start a gunfight. However, one thing I can say for certain, you will not be bored running around, because every one of these maps are absolutely beautiful. Even if you're not actually running around shooting or firing, you will get lost in the scenery of this game. And it's pretty astonishing for a first-person shooter to be like, hey, you know, yeah, sure, you're firing a gun and everything else, and you're trying to kill people and get your score and yada yada yada, with explosions and gunfire and gunplay. But very few maps, especially in certain games, kind of like Call of Duty Black Ops, Modern Warfare 2, not 2, 3, you know, you kind of lose. It's like, you look at the map, and it's not exactly something that is entertaining to your eye. Now, I want you to keep your eye on this guy right here. I go in there, I see there's two Titans, I run away because I know I'm going to be targeted. My teammate right here is standing on this rock right here. He cloaks out, so he doesn't get seen by the Titan, runs out, wait for it, whee, boop, and he kills himself with his own mag launcher. That made me laugh when I saw that happen. Well, what ends up happening is, you know, when you're running around a map, you're always just trying to find that one guy, you're always trying to just find another player to shoot, and that's, you know, the core gameplay. But none of the maps, very few maps in, you know, previous games have actually kept my attention. And what I mean by kept my attention is my eyes were always actively doing something. They were always scanning or something like that nature. You know, in this one, it's more along the lines of your eyes are busy, but they're not getting tired because they're actively looking. There's no eye fatigue, I guess would be a best word for describing it. When you're running around in Call of Duty, or, you know, running around in any other first-person shooter, Homefront... Hang on, let me look at my game collection here. What we got? We got Call of Duty, Homefront, Fear, you know... You always end up looking a lot around the maps to try and find the other player. But there's nothing in the map to actually keep your eyes centered. You know, it's like you're always actively looking for something, for another player. But in this game, you can actually just, start running, but still feel like, you know, you're being entertained because of how, you know, pretty it is. Exactly. You know, I know that sounds really stupid, but, you know, ultimate shininess keeps you entertained. Now, one thing I do have to say is, this is just on a personal level, the wall running makes these maps even more in-depth, because this mountain that, you know, like the little pass you can see me firing in with my Titan, that mountain is actually wall runnable. So you can wall run on that mountain and get through quicker. So it's not a matter of if you run down that alleyway, you got to keep your eye on what's in front of you. You actually have to look and make sure Predator's not looking, like, not stalking your ass when you're up, when that happens, because I have a few more matches that I saved that I'm going to use for various different things, in discussion and commentary. And one of the people that I actually end up facing scares the ever-living bejesus out of me with the way they execute me. I'm not expecting it, and it makes me jump every single time. It's, you know, bleh. Well, this map, I have to say, I believe it was called Lagoon. This map is probably by far my favorite map out of all the maps in Titanfall, because I love the whole scenic ocean thing, and that right there was a perfect example of what I was talking about in my review of Titanfall. How the electric smoke cloud can actually get enemies that are rodeoing you off your back. I will go into further detail about Titan abilities in a future episode. This one is just more map theory. Now, I believe, now, the reason why I feel that these maps are better well made is, yes, you can run a great distance. However, you don't feel like you're running very far to get to the action. Whereas, let's take Discovery from Black Ops 1, the gigantic sniper map. You know, this huge map, and, you know, you would barely really find anyone. You would always, if you died, you feel like, you know, oh, well, goddammit, now I gotta waste, you know, 10, 15 seconds, which I know doesn't sound like a lot, but if you spend 10, 15 seconds sprinting, and it can get a little bit tedious. But in this game, you feel like you're gonna run, but you're not going to be bored running to the action. Because just as quickly as you spawn, you can find someone. Now, I'm going to screw with this Titan a little bit. There's this enemy Titan right here. He has a weapon called the Arc Cannon. I'm going to screw with him a little bit. Hey, guess what? I'm over here. Can't touch this. Prick. Come on. You know you want me. Can't touch this. Oh, nope. Miss me. Can't touch this. Nope. Wait for it. Titan. Here, I'd die. Oh, he got me that time. I went into red mist. Ugh. Now, this game in general can either be, you know, I never really found a class or any type of setup that would actually indicate you're going to be slow in this. There is no such thing as being slow in this game, unless you're using, you know, the big bulky Ogre, I think it's called, Titan chassis. Then, you know, you're going to be moving a little bit slow. I got a little panicked there because I boarded my Titan, and there was like 3 of them around. So I'm just like, you know what? We're just gonna skimp around over here and just try and get out of harm's way. But I charged right back into it because I'm brilliant like that. And I got stuck in a tree, so apparently I'm Donkey Kong, and nuclear reaction blows me the freaking hell. Well, there's I believe it's a pilot ability, which would be left bumper, kind of like a tactical grenade, I guess you could say. What it is there's one called Stim. Increases your health regen and gives you even faster movement speed. And then there is a perk, I guess you could call it, or I think it's called a tier kit in this game, where if you have the tier kit, you can wall run even faster. Basically, imagine having lightweight and imagine lightweight SMG, but even faster. You run around like a monkey on crack. That's pretty much what happens. well, you don't ever lose any type of momentum in this game. You really don't. The second you spawn in, there's always something to kill, there's always something to shoot, there's always something to actually do. And that's an important part of these. Like, you don't want to spend half your time, or half your day, really, traveling to one part of the map, get killed, and then all of a sudden you gotta spend twice as long getting away because, you know, somebody's camping in a corner and holding it down. You will find people that will just occasionally sit and take it cautiously. Like, that's what I was doing in the last match, because I'm not sure how that match would actually play out. This is the map from the beta version. This is the map from the beta, so everybody knows this map, so there's no reason to actually go slow. You gotta go fast like Sonic. Occasionally you will find people who just, you know, they occasionally just sit down and just, you know, take it easy, and just try to hold their own wherever it is they are. You know, there's no way to get rid of it, really. However, the real interesting thing is even if they are holding up in a specific place, you can still get them. You know, it's an important thing. You know, you can still get these people even if they're holding up somewhere, which is a huge thing, because the map balance in this game is pretty astonishing. I have to compare it to pretty much how Call of Duty 4 and World at War maps felt, which, in my opinion, are the two best, because World at War had... Yeah, World at War was a little bit... it had a little bit of problems with it. You know, Call of Duty 4 is always that one that's always been known for, you know, the perfect online maps and stuff like that. But it's like a perfect balance between the two, is what I'm saying. The gunplay, you know, getting from point A to point B, from point B to point C, from point C to back to point A. There's always something to get to. No matter what game mode it is you're playing, you will have fun, because the maps allow for it to be. Whoever designed these maps are amazing at what they do, simply put. Because I ran into a couple of campers, I'm not going to deny it, I ran into a couple of campers that were just holding up in one area, and I got frustrated a little bit because, you know, camper. However, it wasn't a very bad situation. It was actually quite easy to get them out. If they would actually move, they'd be a lot better off. So, this game actually rewards you for moving, because of the way that the minimap works when somebody fires. I'm not sure how to properly explain it, to be perfectly honest with you. However, what I mean by that is, when you're firing, it shows you, it shows you in a deep, dark red, and that's what happens. Stop firing, and you will go cold rather quickly, but not enough to where if another teammate is around, or another grunt or specter, they will fire at them. So it's kind of like having 6v6 turn into 64 versus 64. That's actively what it feels like. Now, I'm going to discuss this mech I'm actually using right now that I unlocked. It's called the Strider. Well, this Strider is completely built for mobility purposes. This is basically, if you want to play like a guerrilla fighter, get in, get out, cause damage, then the Strider is your main thing, because it has 3 dashes, and every Titan comes with a core ability. Now, whatever this core ability is based on what Titan you have. If you have the well-balanced one, you get a damage core, a damage buff. If you have the Strider, you get unlimited dashes while it's in effect. And if you have the Ogre, you get a defense boost, so your shields, and you take a lot less damage. Now, the Strider has literally half the health of the defensive, the tank. And it has 5,500 health. Now, you might think that Oh, well, that sounds like a lot. It really isn't, compared to how the Ogre has 11,500 and the Atlas has 8,500. So, it all depends on what you want to do, really. If you want to run around and just be as quick as you possibly can and just completely, mess with people and just, in general support your team from behind because you can actually move a lot quicker, Strider is it. If you want to be the support for another Titan, Atlas is it. If you want to be the bullet sponge that takes everything and just is more along the lines of the ultimate tank, the Ogre is it. Because it has higher defense, higher health, but it only consists of one dash. So you have to use that wisely. And I used it. It's not my cup of tea. Because the one dash takes so long for it to recharge. Now, right there it says that I stepped on him, but I didn't even really touch him. If you use a dash and you collide with an enemy player, it's considered a step on. It's considered a melee kill. Now, I just got rodeoed, but look how fast my health goes down. That's a single clip of the R101C carbine. So, that gives you an idea of how long you have to actually deal with somebody who's rodeoing you. It's not very long, and it can actually be a little bit of a downer when you do get rodeoed with the Strider because you don't really have much time to react. If you get rodeoed while you're being pinned by another Titan, you're not going to live very long, sadly. But, just in general, this game's maps, the feel, the overall speed of it, it's really well done. Now, the one thing I do have to say is, it's really, the way I have to see it, there is no hit or miss. Every lobby will be fun. If you get frustrated with somebody, that's because the game is actually, that's not because the game is screwing you, that's because the other person is actually outplaying you. Which is astounding for a first-person shooter. I can't express that enough. Well, everyone, this is the final 20 seconds of the video. This is Ittarra Oda signing off, and I hope you guys enjoyed. Take care, I hope you all stay safe, and again, any questions, please leave them in the comments section below. Take care, everyone, be safe, and have fun. Later!